Yes! Woohoo! Oh, baby. Gosh, dude. Yes!
Hey everyone, Bob Downey, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro, here to talk to you about spring crankbait fishing. So my approach to cranking in the spring is very much water dependent in terms of what type of crankbait I'm using, number one. So if we got colder temps, I'm using more of your flat-sided crankbaits like an OG Slim, OG Tiny, Shad Rap, those type of crankbaits. As that water warms up into the 50s, I really like a DT6 or a DT8 style, a little bit wider wobble, still tight, but not like a flat side. And then once you get into the high 50s, nearing the spawn, maybe close to 60, I really like more of a square bill style with a little bit wider wobble. And crankbait fishing can be as easy as going down the bank and winding that thing. But really for me, I'm looking for areas outside of spawning pockets or protected spawning areas. So you're identifying where you think those fish are gonna be spawning and then back out from there. And once I back out from there, I'm looking for different pieces of cover and structure that those fish can stop on as they're moving into those spawning pockets. And those might include, submergent grass, rock, and wood are generally the three types of things that I'm throwing a crankbait around. And I really love rock and wood in the springtime. And if you're on a reservoir system where you've got channel swings that are leading back into those spawning pockets, those deepest channel swings that are the closest to the spawning pockets are generally the last spots where those fish are gonna sit, and a crankbait is a really great way to target those areas. You can look at a map and identify those deep channel swings right next to a spawning pocket and almost guarantee you're gonna catch some fish in the springtime on a crankbait. The setup that I like, I throw a composite rod. This is a fiberglass and carbon rod from St. Croix. It's a Legend Tournament Bass 7.2 medium moderate rod. That's what I like to throw those smaller springtime crankbaits on. I'm not throwing a big plug out deep like you would in the summertime. It's a little bit shorter rod so I can make really accurate casts around the bank. And it has, the fiberglass and the carbon composites. Fiberglass is great for throwing crankbaits. It allows you to keep fish hooked up on treble hooks. And the carbon in the rod lightens it up so it's a little bit more easy to throw throughout the entire day, and it is also a little bit more sensitive than your glass rods. When you're throwing shallow crankbaits in the spring, I really like to be able to tell what my bait is hitting at all times, whether it's rock, wood, grass. Reason for that is I can speed it up or slow it down in those areas. Maybe you bump a stump on a shallow flat, you might want to pause that bait for a second for a reaction bite. With a rod that has some carbon in it, it's a little bit more sensitive and you can determine when to stop and start your bait a little bit easier. So that's my spring cranking setup for a rod, the different types of crankbaits I'm throwing for different water temps, and what I'm usually looking for in the spring before they get up on bed and start spawning.